Our research used to be under the name the Australasian Food Research Laboratories. Then it became Sanitarium and Development Innovation, and that's where it is now. That's our location there. So the building on the left was actually the first privately funded food research facility in Australia. That was the original Australasian Food Research Laboratories, established in 1933. On the right hand and below that, or behind it, was a very large pilot plant. And virtually under the centre of the rainbow is our engineering works, where we actually build food manufacturing equipment on site. And the old laboratory on the left is now our analytical facility. So we have extensive analytical facilities with a wide range of food analysis capabilities. And for those that are interested, there's two rainbows there. And of course, Brewster's angle is 42 degrees for the first one, and the second one is at 50 degrees, 8 degrees higher. So we support Sanitarium's mission to create new, healthy, wholesome food products. And we involve a lot of interactions with marketing and the community and so forth to know where to go. The idea is to make foods, again, that work, that people want to buy, but also within our organisation, we want to make sure that people who work for us enjoy coming to work. So that's part of our philosophy. And we also, apart from our main research facility, we have, you know, so on the right, a little place called the incubator. And so this is a little mini factory that enables us to produce commercial products without get involved in core innovation around our main products, also interested in blue sky. And then my role is more the strategic innovation, looking to what we need to be involved in further down the track. So many of you will be involved, know about our main products, Weet-Bix, and the different forms of Weet-Bix. The Alternative Dairy Company is one of the different brands we have. Up and Go, of course, was the first successful liquid breakfast produced in the world. In our incubator, these are the sort of products that we manufacture there in our mini factory, nut clusters and some smoothies. And these go out, we trial them in smaller supermarkets and on the route trade, service stations and so forth. And the ones that obviously are clear winners, then they get rolled on to mainstream production. And so the incubator it's a purpose-built facility. It was actually the old Blue Tongue Brewery, which we bought and converted. And we find that this is a key part of our success of transitioning out new products when minimising the cost of products that aren't successful. We work with a number of other universities, so we've got ARC linkage type projects with obviously the University of New South Wales, QUT, Macquarie Uni and RMIT at the moment. And we've worked with about 10 Australian universities over the past 30 years or so that I've been involved with the company. And of course, R&D involves a lot of feedback to the R&D process. So, you know, we have the laboratory services, we have input from myself and administrative support. We also have a group of nutritionists that provide us with insights, and of course we've got the incubator. And so these are some of our key activities that evolved in the different areas of the core groups. And of course our main focus areas are developing new food and beverages that are nutritional, but also evaluating new technologies. And I've been very interested in the radio frequency detection of moisture, for example, in soils. And I'm very interested to follow up on that and see applications for that. And of course, we need to keep up with what's happening in the world, because Sanitarium's an Australian-owned food company, and we need to keep competitive in a much larger world. So I'm going to talk about a number of projects. I'll talk about our current project, but One of the reasons we've engaged in this current project is that we had 3 little mini projects, and I really do apologise to the people for not acknowledging more detail. Those projects ran only for a few months, a couple of months each, with the University of New South Wales researchers, and they were very productive, very successful projects. One was looking at just simply developing a method for how can we quantify foaming if we're wanting to develop a beverage for use in barista purposes. So you may have seen in the supermarket shelves, you can get barista oat milk and barista almond milk and so forth. So how can we actually measure what a good barista product is? And so just developing some guidelines, that was a brilliant project. Another one that we have is that just a very simple problem is that if we make products out of sorghum, they can go rancid quite quickly. What is the mechanism behind that? And sorghum has a reasonably, not a real lot of oleic acid, but it seems that oleic acid is the culprit, and sort of getting an understanding on how cooling rates for our products, our baked goods, when they come out of the oven versus moisture content, and that can affect the rate at which rancidity develops. So that was another very important project that may actually develop into further ongoing work. And another one, of course, you'll notice in your many of your plant-based beverages, of course, many of the manufacturers add different minerals like calcium and magnesium and these sort of things to mimic the nutrition of milk. And of course, these minerals over time can crystallize. They can also result in burn-on and clogging in UHT systems. So one of the things that we looked at very quickly was how some small changes in mineral composition can affect the performance of those, the shelf life performance of those minerals. And so we're very pleased with how the CRC Future Foods team responded to these needs that we had in industry. These were very real needs. They were needs that were related to our everyday production. And we were able to sort out the paperwork, and that's very important, sorting out the paperwork, the IP from an industry perspective. That was all sorted out very smoothly and efficiently, and I would really like to thank the UNSW staff that facilitated that, plus the researchers themselves that Cordelia chose for the projects. They worked hard, they demonstrated their passion for the project, obviously, and that I think led to some really good results.